Keep in mind, this is my way of seasoning my cast iron. There's 50-11 ways of doing it. You do your way, I'll do my way. But I'm always welcome to tips and tricks. Thank you. I have a couple cast iron skillets that I'm going to re-season. This one's got some stuff right there. It's like shine. Oh, wait, was that water? Oh, yeah, it was water. Anyway, I could tell around the edges this is starting to need seasoning again. So I'm just going to kind of give you a full show. But anyway, so yeah, I knew I needed to re-season Bertha. So you can see the difference in these two. I think I seasoned this years and years and years ago. I'm just going to show you how I do it. There's lots of different ways. You do your own research and do what's best for you. But you can see how this is getting brown. So because of the way I wash them, it does thin my seasoning. And I'm okay with that. So like I said, everybody has to do their own way of doing it. But you can see we're starting it to get down to the actual metal itself. And so we're losing the seasoning. So what I've got the oven. No, I do not yet. Hang on here. Bake. I put my oven at 350. First off, I wash my pans really well and I towel dry them. And then I put my oven at 350. And we're just going to put them in there for about 15 minutes. And that way they kind of open up the pores a little bit. And then we will add the oil that I use. Okay, so there they are. I don't know. You might have to preheat your oven. I don't know. But I'm just putting it in at 350. And I'm going to do 15 minutes. Don't look at how dirty my oven is. That's not on my list of things to clean yet. Okay, at this point, we pull out a skillet. I'll pull out this top one. And I have used different things over the years. I've used tallow. I've used whatever. This is just what I have. It's avocado oil. I just double checked with my Alexa, and I'm probably going to tell you the wrong number. It's 5 something. The smoke point of avocado oil was 5 something. And I absolutely put too much in. You're not trying to make some really thick glaze kind of thing. You're just wanting to give a light coating. So you really want to make sure you wipe it out really, really good. Wipe the outside of it, the inside of it, the handle. You want to make sure you wipe all of it. And then what we're going to do is going to run it. I'm going to crank it up to 400. And after I get this other one done, and then after 15 minutes, we take it out and we wipe it off again. I've had it before where I've accidentally made a pool of stuff. So, but the point is, you want the iron to be warm enough to be receptive of the oil. So let's switch out. Let's pull out Bertha. Oh, Bertha. That's my girl. I've been using her a lot lately. So I'm going to go on and crank it up to 400. This is actually, wrong button, Terry. Well, it's going to need 15 minutes here in a second. Let's go to the bake. I've been using her a lot lately, and because I've been cooking a lot more meat at a time. She's a good old girl. I don't even know what kind it is. She was in my mama's house. Now, some people will say to use a towel and do not use paper towels, and I respect that, and I understand what they're saying, because sometimes I find see how black that is? She's clean, but she's now releasing that iron, and so that iron is not coated from the seasoning anymore. That's how I knew it was time to get her seasoned. And the other one was about it wasn't quite as bad. But this one says number 10, 12, and 7/16 inch, made in the USA, 5H-2. So it's a pretty old one. I mean, there's no name on it or anything, but they didn't used to put names on these. A lot of times it was just, they were made for a specific oven that had a specific hole in it, and that's the hole that your skillet would fit into. So you would know, you'd look at your whole oven and find the hole that was for a H2 or 12 7/16 inch. But this is the way I do it. I will do this, and again, this will probably take 2 to 3 seasonings, because I will do it over and over until when I wipe it, it's no longer black. So this is the whole process is going to be round 1. So let's put her back in the oven. I forgot, I've not done this in so long. When I put them back in, I put them in upside down to help prevent pooling. So I'm going to put her in upside down, and I'll go ahead and, it's hot in there, y'all. All right, so now we got a timer for 15 minutes. She's going up to 400. This is not that actual seasoning portion. We're just heating it up, so then I'll be able to wipe out the oil again. So, and you will want a high smoke point of oil, because we're going up to 400 degrees. And so had I used, like I was looking at my coconut oil, had I used that hot smoke point's 350. So when it gets to 400, it's going to be burning and stinking. So avocado is a good one, and tallow's a good one. I think its smoke point is like 4 something. Anyway, you use whatever your little heart desires. I've got avocado oil here. Okay, it's been 15 minutes, so I always stand back when I open it, because that's a lot of hot in your face, especially at 400 degrees. So we'll pull this little one out first. It's you will actually find that there is remnants of oil, because there's some of it that doesn't get absorbed into the skillet. So I do this, and honestly, the fact of whether that it's in the oven at 400 for a certain amount of time, that's for this part is not important. It's the next step. So it doesn't matter if you wait until it gets to 400 or whatever. Right now, it's just about getting it hot, so that way the pores of the iron will absorb the oil. And then be careful, don't touch it with your hand. Okay. And you can see, I don't know if you could tell, but there's definitely oil. There's brown too, but there's oil on there that just wasn't quite absorbed by the skillet. So now we do that. Now the next phase. Ooh. All right, now I set a timer for 1 hour. This is what I do. Again, do your own thing. I set a timer at 400 for 1 hour, and then when that timer goes off, I turn everything off and let it cool down until it's done. When it's all done, then when it's cool enough, just let it cool down on its own. So after that's done, then I take it out and I redo the process. But I'll show you all, if I can remember, how it looks after this, the first round. Okay, my timer says it's been an hour, so I'm going to cancel. And I'll check it. We'll check it in an hour, and then we'll see if they're cool enough to touch. So I'll be back in an hour. My timer just went off. It's been an hour. Well, actually, it's been a little over an hour. Ziggy, cancel timer. Because I set it for an hour, and then I had it dinged, and it was too hot. So I'm like, let me give it a little longer. It's still warm, okay? It's still. Ziggy, stop. It's better. You see that shine is back? Hint of a shine. Now let's check out Bertha. And this is why I say it takes multiple times. So she's starting to shine, but she is not shiny enough. So I start the process over. Ziggy, timer, 15 minutes.
15 minutes, starting now.
And I'll set it on 350. And whenever she dings, I'll come back and I'll start the seasoning again. I'm going to do 2 on the smaller skillet, but probably 3 or 4 on Bertha. We'll have to see and figure out what we do, but for sure I'll do that the smaller skillet of the 2 twice. Alrighty, so it's been about 30 minutes. We'll start with this one. And again, I just pour in just a little oil. Sometimes I get too much, and that's all right. Your paper towels or dish towel, whatever you use. Smear it around. Make sure you get the whole thing. Get the back of it. Get all of it. Get the handle if you remember. I forgot earlier. Alright, now I'm going to take a couple dry paper towels. Wipe her all off. It's really shiny, but that is just oil. That's why. So it's not how it should be. So let's put that one in. Upside down. Let me get Bertha here. Get it closed, and let's get her up to 400. Whoop, first I need to flip it. I saved that paper towel because it's got the the wet, come on here, the oily part, so that's definitely too much, Terry, but it's okay. It's all okay. It's going to work out just fine. Okay, so we'll smear it around, make sure everything gets covered. Again, the back side. Ow. Try not to touch the metal with your bare hand. Okay. Then I'll get in this one right here. This was pretty dry. And wipe it off. Because again, you don't want it thick. I've done that on accident. It gets real gummy and gross. So you don't want that. So you want to wipe it off really good. And then, okay, back to the oven she goes. Again, it's at 400, and I'll see you in 15 minutes. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. And by the way, it's a good time to clean your oven top whenever it's at 400 because it heats it up real good. It just heats up the top of your oven. But remember, stand back for a split second because that steam rises up and it gets your glasses. So, I don't know if you can see, in the corners, there's like little pools. It's like little pools of moisture. And that's what you're wanting to get out of there because, again, you're not trying to make this be some thick, gummy thing. I've done that, and that's not what you're wanting. So, you want to make sure you wipe all that out of there. Wipe all that off the back. Then put it back in. Now, Miss Bertha. Alright, come on, girl. Ugh. Okay. So I'm just going to wipe her out a little bit. She has been absorbing the moisture a lot more than the other one. Like she's got this spot on the back here that it just sucks it right up and it leaves like a pattern of where there's no oil. So, I mean, it's okay. But that's why I'm doing her a few more times. So, anyway, now back in the oven she goes for an hour. And then I'll turn it off and let it just cool down for about an hour and a half. That's what I did last time. So, after that round, I'll show you the smaller one. And then I'll probably do Bertha another once or twice. So this is how they look after 2 rounds. I'm going to do one more for this one, and I'll decide after this one. But see how you don't see as much of that discoloration, that brown. You see a little bit in certain places, but not as much as before. And hang on, I'll show you what I was talking about. Okay, so I got this white paper towel. See? It's still white. Hang on. I got a host up my sleeve. I got a long sleeve on here. Hang on. I don't see much on that one. So, but either way, I'm going to go ahead and do another round of, put them in the oven for 15 minutes, and then put oil on them, and then pull them out. And hang on. So exactly what y'all saw me do before. I'm going to do another round of it, and I'll show you where they are at the end of that. So I'm going to show you what I did, and it was a mistake, but see those bumps right there? When I added the oil, I made it too thick. And then, not only was it too thick, see those bumps? Not only was it too thick, when I came in to wipe it out, I had actually left it in longer than 30 minutes because I got busy. So be careful. That's why you don't want a thick thing of oil, because now it's going to be bumpy. I did manage to use a towel and scuff the bottom stuff out, but I cannot get those side stuff out. I can't get enough pressure on the side. So I just want to throw that out there so you just know that when you, Nelly, when you do that stage, make sure you don't leave it in longer than I think maybe it's supposed to be 15 minutes. 15 minutes. So don't leave it in longer than you should, because you'll have yourself a problem like I just did. So, all right, well, it's all right. I'll live. Bye. Okay, this is that third round. I'm for sure going to stop with this one. Look how it's all nice and shiny and clean. I'm still mad because of that. Those sides are going to be bumpy, but it'll be all right. You know, I'll wash those off eventually. So when that's totally done cooling, when that's done cooling down, I'll hang it back on its hook. Bertha, while she's looking really, really good, she was bumpy to begin with. This cast iron was not a smooth surface. I don't know if somebody, you can see all those bumps. I don't know if somebody used a wire brush on it, or if this is just so old they didn't have anything that made it smooth. I have no idea. Let me look over here on the back. I showed y'all that before, but that's what it says. Number 10. And then that's the ring. It's a full ring with no slits in it. And made in USA. So I don't know where Bertha came from. But I do feel like I want to give her one. I don't know. She looks pretty good. We don't see any brown on her anymore. Hang on. Let's take this paper towel. That's pretty darn. I don't see anything on that. Do y'all see anything on that? I don't see anything on that. I say we call her quits. So we're just going to let them two clean up or cool down. I know I'm moving y'all around. Just hang on. Get them over here closer together. There we go. So, yeah. So there they are. I wish I could get right above them and show their shine. Ooh, you can see Bertha's shine on that. Look at that. So there they are. They're all done, guys. All right, yep. So they had 3 rounds of what I did, and now they're done, and I will go ahead and be able to start using them again. Again, there's Bertha pretty shined up, and I don't know, I don't have a name for this one, but this one's smooth as glass. So I figured this is going to be the last one. I did it 3 times, and this way I can kind of show you in the same light I showed you them in originally. So this is how they're looking. And I did 3 seasonings, and I am very satisfied. So look how dark they are. Now they're just ready to be used.